Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports, and we visiting another one of these D1 players off the East Coast, down in the South, down there in North Carolina. Who we got here?
Addison.
Addison. What's your last name? I think you heard some of the other. My people nosy. They want to know everything.
Addison Sirianni.
Hey, Addison, you already know what the drill is. Run it down. Kindergarten all the way up to high school. The summer teams you played for, some of the coaches you played for, middle school. Give us the full Monty.
I started playing basketball in third grade. I actually started with a rec team, and fourth grade was my first AAU basketball team. And
Mention the team's names and the coaches' names if you can remember.
I remember fourth grade. Fourth grade was with the Freedom. They're down in Virginia where I was first kind of grew up before I moved to North Carolina in fifth grade.
Where were you at in Virginia? Run that down. People got to know. Told you they nosy.
I was near the DC area, called Ashburn, just like an hour away from DC, so pretty close. But I moved here in fifth grade and I played with Coach Cleon Cook for Carolina Express, and I actually played two grades up. So I was fifth grade playing with seventh graders, and that really, really helped me for middle school because they were so much bigger and so much more like skill development. But yeah, so that definitely propelled me into middle school. Um, in middle school, I actually played with a lot of the teammates that I did in high school. I played with Kirsten Lewis William, who's up in Buffalo right now playing college, and she's doing amazing. The Sheehan sisters, I've played with them for 7 years now, and also the Hobbs sisters, who are
Hey,
also,
were they balling out of control too?
oh, they're amazing. They're all amazing. Very lucky to have such a great team, which led us to our 35-0 run for our 3 years in middle school at Lakeshore Middle School. Three championships, which was really, really proud to be a part of that huge accomplishment. Um, which led us to high school now.
Let's go
Uh,
back to middle school. You won. See, I didn't know you won all these championships in middle school. Run it down. What position were you playing? And then when we get to high school, talk about what position you play now. You might be the same. Run that down. What you were playing, and then you talked about these two sets of sisters.
mhm.
What did you actually get and learn by playing with them?
Well,
And
first,
mention their names, the different ones that you.
yeah. Um, in middle school, I was definitely more of a 2-3. I had like an early growth spurt, so I was on like the taller side, kind of was more of a shooter, off the dribble layup person. And that's kind of where I met the Sheehan sisters. You have Sam and Alexis Sheehan. But I think it was great, definitely coming in from a new state and getting to know people who were as competitive as me with basketball. Like we always challenged each other, always wanted to compete, but we're always friends. So I think that's a great relationship to have because we always continue to push each other to this day.
What about
Um,
the other sisters? I thought you mentioned two sets.
oh, the Hobbs, yeah, I played with them in middle school, more Ella than Cam, because Cam's younger. Ella Hobbs is amazing. I mean, she's going to Ohio State to play basketball.
What
Um,
did she? What did you? My whole thing. They rising to the occasion. What did you learn playing with them?
well, Ella helped me go against some size, which I faced in high school. She's super tall. So definitely like trying to learn new moves to get around her and finish and learning when to pull up and strength. That's what, I kind of got from Ella and what helped my game. But again, I only played with Cam for 1 year, so we weren't that much teammates as I was with Ella.
All right. So let's go ahead and dive into where you at now. Run it down. What high school you go to? What your measurements are? How tall are you, and what's your weight?
I'm 5'7", 140 pounds. I play for Lake Norman High School, who I feel like I fit in perfectly there with their expectations on like accountability and tedious work of film, which I love to study film. We do that to prepare for almost every game that we do. But our freshman year, we
What
had a
position are you playing there? That left that out.
yeah, like so my freshman year I played more of a two. I got the plays ran to shoot the ball and put up a lot of shots. And now I kind of transitioned to more of the point guard and controlling the ball against pressure.
Do you, did you start as a freshman?
I did.
What does that feel like? Tell the audience what that feels like. You as a freshman starting, knowing there's upperclassmen on the bench, uh, and how navigating that. Talk about that.
I was kind of unprepared to start almost my first game for high school because one of our starters got COVID. Um, so I kind of jumped in that. I was obviously very nervous. I didn't really know what to expect, but as soon as I stepped on the court, it felt good. Like my teammates supported me, like it felt right. And I think I was really proud because it was a really big testament to my hard work that I put in. And, I had confidence I belonged there and I belonged in the starting lineup. So I think it's just also continuing to work hard and keep my starting, position because just because you have it then doesn't mean you're going to get it as soon as you step on the next year. So it definitely pushed me towards a goal and to continue that.
Tell me a little bit. You've big time junior now. Let's go through your progression through your seasons. Your freshman season, and don't leave nothing out, girl. How you were feeling as a freshman coming in, what your play was like, then going to your sophomore, what you learned, how you improved, all of that. Here we
Mhm.
go. Run it down.
My freshman year, long process of kind of finding my role and what I brought to the team. Shooter, obviously, that's where I first started, but that's kind of the year when my defense kicked in. I was tasked with guarding the best players and limiting what they do. So that was a goal I took very seriously freshman year. Um, again, I was a two. Kirsten was the one, trying to find my mark and where I fit in, what shots are good shots to take, all a part of the freshman year process. I almost feel like a veteran now because I've had so much, practice and experience. And, as soon as the next year comes, the next year, you get so much more IQ. And I feel like that's where I've really built on up to now is just my IQ of the game and understanding the right shots and the right plays and the right passes, which is, again, a huge shout out to my high school coach, Coach Mackenzie, because she definitely helped me grow my IQ in that way, as long with my game, of course. But everyone who wants to go to the next level really works on their offense, and I think my IQ separates me.
That's you beat me up. I don't like you no more. Because my next question, my question was, did you have IQ basketball? You got a lot of good players don't have no basketball IQ really. Uh, they play and they go with the flow of the game, but really understanding the game is really major
Mhm.
and excelling, going to the next level. Who made you? What was the coach's name that made you see that?
Coach Mackenzie Graham, along with my parents. My dad was a huge, becoming a student of the game, watching film, learning from mistakes. So that definitely helped in my
Did your
IQ.
parents play sports? Any of them?
My dad played in high school a lot and he got kind of injured, so college didn't work out for him, but he was a big athlete himself. He played multiple sports.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
All right. Let's get busy on your skill set. On a 1 to 10, what's them handles like? And don't tell me no fibs.
I would say, a solid seven. I'm not really a flashy player. I don't try to take you off the dribble. But I do well controlling the offense, getting us in our sets, trying to limit turnovers as much as possible.
You got a crossover?
Kinda.
And every interview I've always got mentioned my favorite player because I keep saying I'm old school. Dr. J was my man. Dr. J be making a house call on you. He where I'll be like, where's the doctor gonna operate from? So what part of the court do you like to perform your operations? Where do you like to operate and
You
post
know,
up or whatever?
I like, we're a very set heavy team, but when we get out of it, I love the wing. My freshman year, I would say corner because my coach kind of stuck me in there. That's where all the plays were. That's where I would create, my shots. But yeah, I'm a big wing person. I like taking it to the rim from the wing. I like shooting from the wing, all that.
All right. Uh, do you go hard in the paint or do you tiptoe through the tulips?
Oh, I go hard through the paint.
You going downhill, babe? Going downhill?
Yes.
All right. How about once you get inside, are you rough and ready or are you silky smooth? Or
Hmm.
combination? Can you what is it?
Yeah, I'd say combination. Um, Kind of depends on the game, I guess you would say. Sometimes I know when to be, rough and get in there, and other times I know when to slip a good dump down pass and be smooth with it. But definitely know what times for which type.
1 to 10, that defense. What's going on with that? Do you got red? I'd be like red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Do you got a red light that's stopping them cold in their tracks? Or green light, you playing good D, but you ain't stopping them in their tracks, but you're playing good D. And then you might be yellow, kind of soft, play a little something, but more interested in offense. Run it down.
Definitely a yellow light to red light type of girl. I would say 8 out of 10. You know, I my specialty is kind of deny ball. I won't let you get the ball back type of player. But I also, again, with the film, I study people and I know what to take away. So I think that's a huge part of my defense.
1 to 10, what kind of shape you in?
I would say like a 9. No one's in
Okay.
perfect shape, but my middle school coach, my high school coach got me right for being conditioning.
All right. Do you have a private trainer?
I do. Ray Crossman.
Run it down. What he's doing for you? How's he building you up, tearing you down? Run that down.
He does everything for me. He is amazing trainer. There's not a single thing that we take off. We do defense and offense. It's not just strictly offense. Definitely honest, no filter. We'll tell you how it is, and that's how I like it. Um, but we work on our handles against pressure D, layups with contact and finishing through it. Um, Defense and making them uncomfortable but not fouling. All of the above.
All right. All right. So, uh, we went through your first game of the year. Let's speed this interview up and run down uh every game that you played so far. Then we're gonna run down what you're doing in this tournament.
This year, I mean, we definitely got a hard start competition wise, which I think we needed to see where our weaknesses and strengths were. We got to play West Rowan a few times. We were in the Ball Her Fall League with some heavy competition too, with 101 Prep, Cannon. So, a lot of teams that really tested us. I think we struggled a little at first, kind of finding our roles and who we are as a team.
Jalen,
But hmm definitely, because last year we kind of missed Kirsten left, so she was our senior. So kind of finding a way to fill that hole because she left a huge mark on our team. But we definitely ended up doing that by the time conference came. Um, But yeah, I mean, we shared the ball great now. Defense, we're in sync. Lots of shell drills got us to that point. Um, but up to this point, conference tournament, and it's getting it to state playoffs, and that's all that matters for us right now. We never overlook a game, but we take these games to practice what we want to do in the playoffs. And next up is Hickory Ridge, and that's going to be a really, really tough game. But we have a good game plan, and I think we're ready.
Tell me this: do you consider yourself a leader on the team?
I do. I might not
What does
be.
that entail? Also,
For me, it's not always the loudest cheerleader. I lead by example. I never take a play off in practice. I make my teammates and myself better by going hard no matter what. And I'm always there for the team. If they need to know plays, if someone's having a down day, I'll pick them back up. And I think sometimes just because it's not the loudest person, that doesn't make you not a leader. And I think that's what I add to the team.
before we close out, I want to ask you to talk about your parents a little bit. What do you feel that they have had to sacrifice for you to get where you're at?
Absolutely. I'm incredibly lucky about everything they've sacrificed and supported me with. No one talks a lot about the finance part of it. I think it's, travel takes up a lot. And they trust me to work as hard as I can to make sure that pays off in college and get a scholarship. And just, making the time to come out with me and get shots up and go to the gym and hold me accountable, when I don't always want to play basketball. Like it's, a lot of people, some people can't say they have that safe parents. I'm lucky to say I do.
Yeah, well, shout out to mom and dad from the baby girl.
Yes.
Yeah, so uh, we're gonna be looking at your play. You play tomorrow night.
Yes.
Give me a prediction
Um,
on
you
your
know,
play. I'm not gonna put you on the spot on the game. On what you want to achieve in way points, block shots, uh, assists, and so forth. What do you want to come out? Your personal, not the team, but what goals do you want to try to achieve?
all I'm focused about right now is winning, and y'all do whatever it takes to win, whether that's lockdown D, which, is all about effort and hustle to me. So I know I'll do great with that, because it's a really important game. Getting the shots to the right players at the right time, just making sure, I control the offense. That's just what's important to me tomorrow.
All right. Well, here at Cascade Sports, uh, we the wave of the future. And for all you chumps out there think we lightweight, we go hard in the paint. And you don't want to fool with us up under the boards because we get rough and ready. We be like Conad the Barbarian, taking no prisoners. Good night.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.